I personally come down here at least once a day at lunch or stop by in the morning, and I'll either walk down to the creek or just walk the trail and come back. It's a good way to start the morning, or it's a good way to come out at lunchtime, take a break, be in nature for just a minute with only going 5 minutes away from my office. We'll come down here every once in a while with the kids and walk the trail and back and forth. It's a cool oasis not too far from downtown.
I moved to the neighborhood in 1993, and pretty soon after that, I got involved with the Rose Creek project. All it took was seeing the creek one time, and then I was on board. Rose Creek kind of anchors one end of the neighborhood, and so it could be either a big beginning point or it could be a destination.
I think this park might be kind of a starting point for rethinking this area of Little Rock. We've got so much sprawl in Little Rock, like many cities across the country. Everybody's pushing out west, and it's leaving these gaps in these great historic neighborhoods in and around downtown Little Rock. So building these kinds of spaces that people can gather, a center for community involvement and community connections, will help kind of build back the neighborhoods around them. And then connecting those types of places to the communities, and you could walk to work or you could bike to work. And I think that's a really cool feel for a neighborhood and something that's worth building. This area has come a long way since we've been involved. The whole area was overgrown with invasive species, privet, just lots of undergrowth, and you couldn't even get through here. We were able to work with some volunteers with the Manhattan Construction Company that came down here and got it all cleared up. And then the city actually came down just last year and regraded it and seeded it all. And since then, we've kind of had a really nice green space. A lot of people think it's pretty recent that this has gotten started, but even in the 80s, there was neighborhood discussion about trying to get a park and a trail down in this side of the neighborhood. But even before that, 1913, the landscape architect and city planner John Nolan, who did parks plans for cities all over the country, did one for Little Rock. And he mentioned specifically the Rose Creek area and about its natural beauty behind the state capitol building, its possibilities of a trail connection to go through the neighborhood, how it would be such a premier park in the city of Little Rock. Well, it never got developed into that, but the idea is still around, and so we're trying to bring that idea to fruition today.
The Rose Creek project has been sustained for now more than 2 decades, largely through people in the neighborhood working together.
We've got a small group of really dedicated people that come down here and pick up trash or meet with city officials, talk with property owners around the area. But we're getting a lot more neighborhood support that comes out like during our big cleanup events in March. Or this past year we had our first ever pop-up park event. So we staged an actual park out here with soccer fields and disc golf, playgrounds, picnic tables. And we had a lot of people come down from the community and really got to experience what this would be like as a built park. That's kind of what has been the exciting parts, is the grassroots effort on getting this built to get it really cleaned up. In addition to the park and the trail, we're also working to help clean up the Rose Creek watershed. We built a homemade trash boom and installed it in the creek. It's supposed to make the downstream look beautiful and keep all the trash from flowing downstream. When you see it, you'll see a lot of dead leaves and limbs and stuff, but you'll also see a lot of plastic sacks, floating styrofoam, and all sorts of things that it has stopped from going further down the creek and entering the Arkansas River. The creek is such a unique feature down here. We've seen blue heron down here fishing. We've seen catfish. We've seen mussels in the creek, which is a sign of a healthy creek. So we've got a good ecosystem down here. So anything we can do to kind of help keep that clean and make it a kind of wildlife area here in the heart of the city is our goal.
Well, we're standing here at the plaza, and it hasn't always been a plaza. It hasn't always been a trail. We had put in for a grant that we did not get, a nature kind of grant down on the creek, but access was an issue. But the city came forward with some money to build a trail from Thayer up by Denison. We had benches put in, and they built the rock enclosure and just kind of made that a nice thing. At Christmas time, it's become a place where we can watch the fireworks over the Capitol. We've done this maybe 3 or 4 years, and it just gets bigger every year, and more people wander on down and gather once a year and see the changes, and I just love that.
What really makes me passionate about the park, and specifically the Rose Creek Trail, is how we can connect this park not only to the community, but connect this park to the Arkansas River Trail system. So not only would the Rose Creek Trail be a crucial part in connecting the Capitol View and Stiff Station neighborhoods to downtown and the Arkansas River Trail, but it's also another connection to the future proposed Southwest Trail, which will go all the way to Hot Springs National Park one day. And it's also a part of the future Midline Trail, which will run along basically the center of town all the way out to Rock Creek and West Little Rock and along the Rock Creek Trail and connect Chenal all the way downtown. Once those projects get built, this is going to be the starting point of that. So this will have a lot of activity coming up and down through it. So I hope to see one day just a bunch of commuter cyclists coming up and down, passing each other coming through this route.
It is a jewel. It is just a jewel. And the first time that you see it, you're just like, wow, where has this been all my life? It's just that kind of place, and I just love it.